We're back.
Back where?
To the episode.
Rashad.
With you guys in class. That's not... I don't redo the intro, that part of the intro every time.
But what's
Oh,
the
really?
name of the episode?
I don't do names of the episodes. That's John.
Yeah, and then Dan renames them, which I find kind of entertaining.
This episode, Classroom of Peril, we join the pack as they're about to sit in Professor Phelan's class to learn about when to speak and when to use the sword. Back to you, Steve.
That was good.
Thank you. Too many years on phones.
There are some things that I think are important in everything that you're doing to learn to keep to yourselves. One of them is what your mission objective is, unless you've specifically been told to share your mission objective with someone. And he looks at at everybody in the room. Don't assume that your mission is public knowledge. And don't assume that everybody can be trusted.
You're working us into me running a paranoia game, aren't you? Correct. Yes, Obi.
I'm trying to get everybody ready ahead of time.
Brianna makes a note. DTA. Don't trust anyone.
Okay, thank you.
Down to... Never mind.
This is Brianna we're talking about.
Down to assassinate. It's a tough... Oh my god, that's going to be a Deadpool shirt. Oh no.
It's also important, though, to know when it's the right time and the wrong time to use violence. And he stares at the rage. Violence does not solve all the problems, and it's definitely not a good idea to follow up people being confused, frustrated, or sad with attacking them aggressively until their minds change. But we rage hard. Sadness is not an acceptable time to rage. No, man, we got bad feelings. You gotta let them out. You gotta let them out. You just gotta let them out.
I don't know what passes for therapy in this medieval society, but I feel like somebody needs like a lot of it.
Hey, man. I see you guys over there chuckling. What do you do when you're sad?
I cry.
Like a little baby. You know what cries? Babies cry.
No, I cry like a human being.
No, humans don't cry.
Everybody cries.
Is this a human?
Nature.
Don't you fucking dare tell me I cry. No, this is the full orc one.
Okay, so elves are allowed to cry. That's one of our many problems.
Yeah, elves are one of the many problems. And he looks over at his at one of his buddies. Not you though, not you. You get it.
So what I like to do when I'm stressed is I like to practice the sling because I find it very meditative. The swing of the leather through the air, you can hear it slicing.
Yeah, and you scream while you do it. Ah, right?
No. But, you know, something else you can do if you're sad is you can write a song about it. I write songs, and it helps me.
Oh, man. Our guy here, he knows all kinds of songs. Play one for her. And he busts out some drums, and he just starts, like, slamming on this drums. Oh, I hate it all. I hate it all. I hate it all. I hate it all.
I'm just imagining, like, Animal, like, from the Muppets on the drums.
Oh, my God.
Yes.
Well, I can see this is going to be devoid of all sarcasm because I just want to head this off. I can see why you guys are a successful party. We just have difference of methods here. You know, we like to think of ourselves as a collective that make decisions together. That way, you know, there are no hard feelings.
You can make decisions together. You just all need to have the same mindset, like we do.
I think it's a strength to have different points of view, because sometimes one of us might be wanting to, settle things with our swords, but other people are like, maybe that's not the best idea.
Well, you mean like how sometimes I think that he should play I Hate Everything, and sometimes he thinks that he should play I Hate Everyone.
Yes, something like that.
I was waiting for it. Good job. It delivered.
Choice of song makes a real difference.
It does. It changes the game.
So I'd like to hear the nuanced difference between I Hate Everyone and I Hate Everything. Because,
Excuse me. No. We're not doing this. The two of you, please stop. Please stop. I don't need. This is not music theory class or musical studies.
I'm writing a note to myself to follow up on this because I gotta know.
But I do mean this. So, in some circumstances, you're going to find that you're going to need to be able to come up with excuses. Now, who here has some good ideas for what are plausible excuses if, for example, you're trying to find a target? It sounded like, for example, the Pact. You had a good idea for an excuse, just with a bit shaky initial premise.
Yes, we were saying that we wanted to write a paper on the person we were looking for, and we were wanting to interview them.
And get in their good graces.
I know. We heard they have excellent study habits, and we wanted to be mentored by them.
So what happened then that resulted in you inevitably bringing up poachers in multiple circumstances?
Well, with the rangers we spoke to, they didn't quite believe us when we were saying we were writing a paper, and then they mentioned the poaching, and we thought perhaps a better way was to say that we were sent to help with the poaching problem.
Because we are not effective liars, and every time we've lied, everybody has not believed us. So we figured
it was not going well.
We figured we would get ahead of the bomb, as they say, by diffusing it.
I was under the impression though one of your crew was had a specialty in speech and communication. Was that incorrect?
I do. It's difficult. I'm changing a little bit, and I don't think people respond well to my.
Yeah, man, change is hard. I get it. Change is like one of the hardest things you could do. The other day, somebody was like, "Are you ever gonna change that shirt?" And I was like, "Fuck no! Do you see this blood stain? This is badass."
Okay, I don't know why I love that so much, but I do. We need to get in a process of workshopping our excuses. This is the term we're using, right? Excuses a little better. I will admit that when we get one, we're kind of like, okay, we got one, let's go. We probably should practice telling them to each other to hear how plausible they are. But when we get one, we're like, okay, we got to lie, we're off. And I think that's probably we spent a little bit more time with it. I know that, we don't need to flesh them out to the nth degree, but, there definitely was holes in that one.
I think that's a very good thought there. Maybe spending a little bit more time workshopping it would be a beneficial thing. That's a very good suggestion, Erasmus.
So we should practice lying, right?
I have a question.
Practice generating quality excuses.
Lies.
Professor, are there alchemists on this campus?
There are. Alchemy is a different sort of thing, yes, but they exist.
Do they have, do they make something that can help you to be more convincing or charismatic?
Well, I mean, you could always carry some potions around of, for example, glibness or something along those lines.
I just wondered if I use something like that. A former person I knew used to make me candies that would help me, with convincing people of things.
I hold up this note to Nikolai that way, because I think I'm helping, and it actually says it's called subterfuge. Like I'm trying to be sneaky, and it's like really bad.
Really sneaky.
Drugs are not allowed on campus, young lady. Please don't engage in drugs. Drugs are fine, man! Don't listen to him! There's nothing wrong with drugs, okay? You probably shouldn't do them on the campus.
Okay, you just see Erasmus writing a note, and you look down and it's like, holy shit! Boy, they are way more screwed up than I anticipated. Anyway, okay, so potions that enhance, aren't they potions of glibness? That's a pretty common item.
Yes, it is something you should have easy enough access to.
Yeah. So that might be, I don't know what these candy things are. I'm a little like, but potions of glibness are a pretty common item, and we may want to invest in that.
Well, I should be very clear then. If you have not had your contraband education courses, let's talk about what some of the drugs are. And he'll go over a few different kinds of common drugs that you can end up getting access to. One of which is one that Brianna is referencing, which are Harlot Sweets. Harlot Sweets are a charisma-enhancing drug. They make you feel more... they make you sound more appealing to other people. But they can have negative long-term side effects from their consumption, as with most of the drugs.
So these are legit drugs?
Yes.
Magical drugs?
No, these are regular drugs. There are magical drugs that go beyond that, but these are alchemical drugs that they do have a problem with in the alchemy classes, people making when they're not supposed to, and it is something you can get kicked out of campus for distributing.
For using.
You can't get kicked out for using them unless it's causing major problems and they can't help you towards resolution.
What if I get an amulet that allows me to travel through time so that I can be in 2 classes at once and have 2 majors?
That still doesn't let you get away with drugs.
No, Hermione.
With distribution of drugs. Don't reference Harry Potter in my game.
I had to. Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll get some potions of glibness. So because I particularly, being a very straightforward kind of elf, find it difficult not to kind of just like when things are going south, just to like blurt out things to try to get ahead of the situation.
What the hell does glibness mean? Somebody answer this. I'm tired of hearing this word and I don't know what it means.
It's kind of like happiness, joy, glee.
That's like the feeling you get when you punch something, right?
I don't get that feeling from punching.
All right, like when you got this girl and she's like willing to come back to your dorm with you.
So
is that glibness? I've got the glibness then sometimes.
Oh man. So glibness is somebody that has the ability that when they talk, they are very convincing, even when they are being very insincere.
A good explanation, Erasmus.
Yeah. So like somebody selling a used chariot.
Oh, okay. This one guy was trying to sell me his cart before. I was like, I don't need a cart. I move fast. Get your horses out of here. Said I move slow or some shit like that, trying to offer me a cart.
We should bring this guy into our party. I'm loving this. I'm the only one that's enjoying this immensely.
Yeah, Nikolai is over it.
Brianna's just confused. Like she's like, these people are very intense, and I don't. Is this how they always are? But she's thinking this. She's not saying it. She's just like,
I'm just saying it out loud. Well, you can really appreciate that level of enthusiasm for just about everything.
You gotta be. That's how you get things done. You don't get things done if you don't have the motivation. What?
Doesn't it hurt your throat?
No, it doesn't hurt my throat.
Your throat is very well practiced, I understand.
Okay, so I think the fine line is, knowing when to create subterfuge and to resort to slings and arrows.
That would be a very important thing for everyone here to get accustomed to.
Is our entire class just these two parties?
The advanced party studies class is just these two parties. Yep.
We are the two most promising groups the university has produced.
They're in trouble.
The Pact and the Rage.
Well, the Rage is very effective at getting things done, just not with the best results overall. Things get done, but then there's like, we gotta send out teams to correct all the stuff they just messed up.
They gotta send a cleanup crew, right?
The Rage is pissed off like 4 different groups, and now somebody's gotta go like PR the situation.
Okay, so in that particular case, yeah, like we had alluded to earlier, we had attempted a subterfuge, and they had seen through it rather easily. Our earlier experiences with the Rangers during the day were that they seemed to really sense our motives, for lack of a better term, and we're reacting very negatively toward us. Even the halfling, who was a little bit chummier, a potion of glibness.
Oh, that hurt my throat.
Have a better, more practice. Those are some of the things I can think of.
I think you have good suggestions here. I think this will help you a lot, and I think the Rage can learn from some of them. What I do want to see a little more of is from...
Hold on.
Oh.
Ugh.
Yeah, all the grody voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For you.
The Rage voices.
Well, because I've had a lot of phlegm in my throat the last few days, and it's been...
Oh, really? I hadn't noticed.
All right, guys, I got to step away for about 15. Sorry about this.
No problem. Let's go ahead and take a short break. I hate to do this so quickly afterwards, but I'm also coughing up a lung here, so we'll be back in a little bit.